Welcome back to the deep dive, everyone. And hey, happy TGI Friday.
Happy Friday. Great to be diving in again.
Yeah, today we're doing something a bit different, pulling directly from our own H7O Ministries daily devotional.
That's right. We're looking at Matthew 21, specifically verse 43.
A really potent one. Our goal today is to really unpack what it means to bear fruit in the kingdom. It might hit differently than you expect.
It really might. To get it, you first have to picture who Jesus is talking to.
Yeah.
It's the religious leaders,
Yes,
right? The ones who felt, secure in their heritage.
The insiders?
Exactly. And he tells them this parable, the one about the vineyard owner and the tenants. It shows God's incredible patience, his protection, sending prophets, and then his son.
But the response he gets is just rejection, not the fruit he was looking for.
Precisely. And that sets up the context perfectly.
Okay, so that context is crucial. Then, bam, verse 43 hits. It's this almost shocking statement.
It is. He says the kingdom isn't ending.
No, it's being transferred, taken from those who thought they owned it, basically.
And given to a people who will produce its fruit.
Which implies, pretty strongly, that real membership isn't about your background or your title.
Not at all. It's about a life that's actively, visibly changed, reflecting God's ways. That must have been, well, quite revolutionary for them to hear.
Absolutely. So this brings up a core idea, doesn't it? God's generosity, his trust. It always expects something back.
Yes, that's a key principle here. God invests, he plants, he protects, he sends his word, his son. He trusts us with so much.
Like that vineyard owner.
Exactly. But revelation, well, it always comes with a responsibility. You can't just receive grace passively.
You're expected to do something with it, like a gardener expects grapes, not just pretty leaves.
Right. It's stewardship. Being entrusted means you're accountable for a return.
Okay, and here's maybe the sharpest point, the one the devotional really zooms in on, rejecting the son.
Yes. The owner sends his son, thinking, surely they'll respect the heir.
But they don't. They reject him, kill him even, in the parable. It's so stark.
It really is. And the implication is crystal clear. There is no kingdom without Christ.
Rejecting him isn't just like a minor error.
No, it's forfeiting your place in the vineyard entirely. It makes you think, how often do we maybe sideline Christ, even unintentionally?
Yeah, in our assumptions or how we live out our faith day to day.
And that flows right into the next big takeaway. Fruitfulness is the sign. It's the evidence of belonging.
So it's not about how close you are culturally to religion or how well you follow the rules externally.
Not primarily. What truly marks out a member of this transferred kingdom is spiritual productivity. What is your life yielding?
Like tangible things.
Tangible qualities, yes. Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. Are those things actually growing? Are they visible?
That makes sense. Which brings us to that other powerful image. Christ is the cornerstone.
The stone the builders rejected. Such irony.
But God makes it the crucial piece, the foundation. Architecturally, everything depends on that cornerstone for alignment, for strength.
Exactly. Reject that stone, and the whole structure is compromised. It can't stand.
And the devotional points out there are really only two ways to interact with this cornerstone.
Right. You either fall on it or you are crushed by it.
Okay, unpack that. What's the difference for us, practically?
Well, falling on the stone, that's about humility. It's repentance. It's letting Christ break down your pride, your self-reliance.
So allowing him to reshape you.
Yes, a willing surrender that leads to transformation. Being crushed by it, though, that's different.
That sounds like judgment.
It is. It's the consequence of resisting his authority, his foundational place. It's a forced encounter leading not to life, but, well, destruction.
Wow, okay. That's a really sobering distinction. So thinking practically then, for you listening.
Yeah, this whole passage, this deep dive, it's really an invitation. Consider the incredible privilege, but also the weight, the responsibility of being entrusted with the gospel.
It's not just a gift to put on a shelf. It's meant to be lived out, right? It's a mission.
Absolutely. So the question becomes personal. Have you received this vineyard with real gratitude and a sense of stewardship?
And how would you know? By looking at the fruit.
Exactly. Take an honest look.
Yeah.
Is there genuine love, especially for difficult people? Is forgiveness happening? Are you actively serving others?
What about repentance and a real passion for truth?
Yes, all of that. Deep repentance when you fall short, and a zeal for God's truth, even when it's unpopular or uncomfortable. These are the undeniable signs, the proof of the kingdom working in you.
Because just being in the vineyard, showing up, isn't the point.
It's not enough. You have to bear fruit for the Lord of that vineyard,
Which ultimately brings us back to surrender, surrendering to Christ, the cornerstone.
letting him be that solid foundation, allowing his truth to tear down whatever in you isn't aligned with him.
And letting him build something new, something that lasts.
Because he's not just the son, he's the rightful heir. All the fruit ultimately belongs to him.
So wrapping up, the core message from Matthew 21.43 today is really potent. The kingdom is a trust.
And that trust demands a response from us.
A response of fruitfulness, a life lived acknowledging Jesus as the rightful king, the cornerstone, the heir.
Couldn't say it better. Thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive today.
Yes, thank you for listening.
And a really big thank you to our whole H7O community. Your support makes these devotionals and these conversations possible.
Absolutely. And if you want to learn more about H7O ministry or support the work we do, please visit us at h7o.life.
See you tomorrow. Bless